What's the deal, YouTube? How are you? Jeffy, I am. Hey, man, welcome to. Okay, let's talk about it. I'm happy you can join me today. If you're a new subscriber, hit that like button. If you're an old subscriber, it's been some time, maybe a few days, but today we on time. Okay, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about insecurities today. Now, throughout my travels, and when I say travels, I've had the opportunity to go out of town a couple of times this year. And the last couple of days I spent going east. And I noticed even going to medical buildings, a lot of this propaganda nowadays, it makes people uncomfortable when they see an older black gentleman come in. And one thing I was scrolling along TikTok and I seen some things about a woman having an incident in a YMCA over a chair, right? And I made content on that once before because I went through the same type of incident and I felt like I handled it pretty maturely, and I didn't want a free membership, but I discontinued everything. But it got me those sessions in the gym. I noticed that people wouldn't work out around me, so I started going at different times, like early in the morning, and people would just be real weird and leave and stuff of that nature. I didn't care, but apparently it pissed somebody off. When I talk about the insecurities, being a content creator here on the internet, I am really starting to notice like everything is against black people or people with color, the different platforms that portray us as animals, savages. And I deal with all kind of people throughout the day. So sometimes I ask questions because I want to know what's on the mind of, not said the enemy, but it's good to get another perspective of what they're thinking. And a lot of what they are retaining over and over again is the propaganda on TV, on news. So it made me explore the what's going on with white men, right? Why are they so insecure of people of color, of a black woman, and hell, sometimes even a woman, right? Is it because black people are in the media physically superior, more athletic, and like I said before, we are more dominant as far as a culture and as a people in the media? That could be a good or bad thing, right? And with that, physicality alone makes me believe that that makes them feel white men feel inadequate because they can't live up to all these exaggerated standards. Like I said, this is just my own opinion. Instead of voicing some things I really want to say, I really had to sit back and collect my thoughts and try to articulate this a little better. So I notice there's always a competition. With me driving heavy machinery over the years before my accident, I always noticed that it was okay to speak out about things that didn't pertain to them. When I say them, or the younger white guys, right? And having more experience, I was looked at, you know, always in competition. Instead of making it a racial thing, I made it, you know what? I'm a little older than these dudes. So the competition's on. And beyond the workplace and social media. In a lot of these areas, and even on TV, we dominate in sports. But in social media, when we go to different pockets, we have very strong podcasts, very strong, anything you could think of. But we're often humiliated, and for the love of money or content over everything, a lot of us sell our souls and later reflect on it and regret it. So one thing that really bothers me, I do not like, is when you ask a Caucasian person, these questions. Because I know people, I have neighbors, I ask questions, right? I am so tired of people saying, I have black friends. I know somebody black. Man, that's terrible. That's terrible. But it makes you think, you know, what are you saying? It makes you think of the real ignorance that's involved in this. But I think that, like I said, we're gonna look at it from a different perspective. I think it's the historical guilt, the sins of your fathers, your grandfathers. And I had a conversation with someone, and I had to ask them, the last name you hold, have you ever been to where your people are from and walked the land that your great great grandpeople used to work on? They can't answer that, but I can. Like I said, it's a different experience when you know people and you experience this world from a different perspective. But the historical guilt, a lot of those values are being pushed today, especially with the far right, the MAGA movements, the submission of all women, and they want to put religion and state together, and these flags being. Now I'm in the Midwest, I see a lot of Southern flags, but nobody has told these people that they lost the war, or they know, or you know what I'm saying? It really doesn't make any sense, and I think that comes with the sense of privilege. It's how should I put it? When these positions of privilege are being talked about and being exposed, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. So I have to live with my history and everything in my history being erased. Yeah, I think they're gonna even say Michael Jackson was white in about 20 or 30 years because they're constantly changing history. But you cannot deny the fact that there were certain things that went on in this country that affect each and every one of us. The more they try to rewrite it. Now, if I'm proud of my history, why don't you be proud of yours? Put these things on the table, and maybe the discussions about it may come off a little differently than you think. And the reparations thing gets thrown around every now and then. Hey, man, that's raggedy to me. I'm going to tell you what I think about reparations. With me being today is my birthday. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. It's time to Jeff the Rock. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. It's time to Jeff the Rock. What I'm going to say, with that being, give the reparations to my grandchildren and my children. I don't need them. If there was a discussion about them, it's never a logical platform or anything like that. And that's just something that gets thrown around that is never going to happen. So don't expect that. That's some more raggedy stuff. But as I talk, I end it like this. Some things we need to talk about. And then the insecurities of most white gentlemen need to be explored more than looking into our strong black women. Why are you insecure? The world is a way that you all made it. Why are you not satisfied? What's wrong with you? And people that live in these states where they march the National Guard in, where they have Chicago, I'm going to pray for you. Just look at what they're doing. Hey, man, like I said, it was a short time, but we on time. And if you have a defensiveness about history, this might not be the place for you. Hey, man, Jeffy, I am. We talked about it. Peace be unto you. Hey, man, you have a beautiful day. In a minute.